Hey guys, Marsningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we finally have some news about extra things coming with the Bojack Dokkan Fest, that new celebration over on JP. We were discussing on the podcast episode recently, just last night in fact for me, who could potentially be the next 120 leader to get their EZA. And so we now have confirmation from the news update today that is going to be INT Gogeta. So this is quite exciting because it was quite a while back that STR Gogeta got his EZA and then obviously replaced the INT one as the dominant version of the Super Gogeta. So it's going to be very interesting to see what this guy's going to do. He is, of course, going to be the first Super Type 120 leader to get his awakening. So obviously he will go up to being Super in 130%. So yeah, very interested to see what he's going to do. So we also have the news that the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken EZA is returning. So shout out to Air Dokkan for posting all of the information. But yes, he says here, seems these two guys are ready for an EZA. Now, obviously, this because these guys awaken from the Dokkan Fest medals for Blue Kaioken. And so that seems to be the general theme, is that they bring back the EZA event for the original unit. And then you have to refarm the medals, kind of like the whole INT Cell or like the other versions of Golden Frieza. Refarm the stages, although it does cost stamina, unfortunately. But then you can EZA these other units that have awakened from the same medals. I talked about this recently with Marseillan getting his EZA, because at some point we should see, hopefully, not too long, that event come back and then those medals be able to be refarmed to EZA the Super Saiyan Bardock, because they all awaken with the Masked Saiyan medals. So if we have a look at our boy INT Super Gogeta, immense damage to the enemy, lowers attack and defense, attack 120%, attacks effective against all types. Now obviously, much is the theme with Super Gogeta, even back when the STR one very first came out. When this guy first came out, he was definitely one of the best units in the game. The game had not fully shifted over into the defense is the most important thing kind of meta. We didn't have the crazy long form events like the Infinite Dragon Ball History or the Legendary Goku event. So this guy was just absolutely incredible, right? Able to hit incredibly hard against everyone because he's attacked effective against all types. And then back then, when there weren't as many events that disabled those abilities, the fact that he could also lower attack was actually really, really useful. And of course, Gogeta units have always had really good link skills. Prepared for battle and over in a flash makes team building around him really easy. Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Fused Fighter, Experienced Fighters, and Fierce Battle. And obviously, a lot of these links now even better with the incorporation of the link level update into the game. So, in Gogeta, he was a dominant beast. And then, of course, the STR one came along, got his EZA, and essentially, I say copied his kit. He also gained the lowers attack and defense, does immense damage, attacks effective against all types. And then, of course, he actually picked up some defense, so it made him a much better choice. And then, of course, getting a little bit of extra attack per rainbow key sphere as well. So, what could we see for the INT Gogeta? So, obviously, the main thing we want to see is defense. I like the fact they've put the tab on here already, but because we know this is what his leader skill will be. Super types 3 key 130, extreme INT types key 3 and 90%. And then, of course, we don't know any of the rest. So, obviously, what we would like to see, you know, he already does immense damage, lowers attack and defense. I imagine that will probably stay the same. The EZAs have been a bit all over the place with the 120 leaders. Like, we just got Broly on Global, and his is certainly a little bit disappointing. Super 17 is an absolute god now, the android Chad that he is. And then Kid Buu, INT Kid Buu, I mean, he's good. I would say very good, in fact. But like, is he as good as Super 17? Maybe not. Definitely better than Broly. So, in a way, with these EZAs, the sky's the limit, because they've kind of already shown us that with units like Super 17, they can make some incredible improvements and make that unit incredibly good. Or with Super Saiyan 3 Broly, they can, you know, barely really do anything to the card. So Gogeta's kind of in an interesting spot because he's already really good, right? So the main thing they need to do, he's already got 120% attack, so I could quite easily see that going up to attack and defense 120%. which already with EZA stats and then 120% defense, that's already going to make him incredibly good, even in those harder events. And then if they throw in some kind of either defense raise on his super attack, or maybe some kind of defense raise per attack performed or attack received, this guy could end up being actually incredibly tanky. Because when we look at the crossover for, like, say, Gogeta and Vegito cards, a lot of the Vegito cards are really, really tanky. Whereas in this current meta that we have now, even the STR one, he only gets that 77% defense. So you take him into one of those longer form events, it's not quite enough to stop him from getting, you know, quite destroyed when you get to the later stages of that event. So definitely want to see him pick up 120% defense. I don't think they'll boost the numbers higher than that. You know, new Dokkan Fest exclusives are coming out with like 140, 150 attack and defense. So I think maybe 120 will be the max. But then I do think we could see some form of attack raising in his passive. Or they could go ahead and give him a chance to perform an additional. I mean, you factor that into the mix, and with the super effective against all types, and already having a very large attack boost with those EZA stats, and then of course any events where it is still available, the fact that he lowers attack, you give him any sort of like ability to perform an additional super attack, and then this guy will be putting out ridiculous amounts of damage, because obviously built-in additionals help to trigger your hidden potential additionals. So I mean, this guy with an EZA doing 3 super attacks in one turn would be quite the beast. So then if we have a look at the Super Saiyan Gokus, so the OG Super Saiyan Blue Goku, I think this unit was only just came to the game like after I started playing. And then you've got the tech one as well. I think the tech one was actually one of the first units I ever rainbowed. So this guy, we kind of know a little bit about what his EZA will be in terms of his leader skill, because we've already had the EZA for the AGL Golden Frieza, who was the same type of nuking lead. So this guy has the tech types, attack 33% for every key sphere obtained, and Golden Frieza went up to 35%. So obviously, I'm sure that's what his leader skill will be as well, because they all fit into that same kind of thing. I guess that will help people out for the punching bag event. Tech units like LR Goku and Frieza, and now Super Saiyan 3 Broly with his EZA, under the perfect conditions, can fully complete that stage with the no items available. I mean, I'm still trying it with Super Saiyan 3 Broly, and the RNG has not been on my side. So, yeah, so this guy, super, super old. Look at this. Attack 30%, changes rainbow spheres to tech key spheres. So even if they leave him at supreme damage, I could easily see him raising attack or defense on super. This absolutely is the biggest thing that needs to change. This can easily go up to attack and defense, who knows, 77%, 100%, probably wouldn't even be too high. And then changes rainbow to tech key. They could easily give him rainbow and a unit and one color key sphere of a random type, changing both to tech. That would be pretty cool, especially because he is like a nuke leader. And then they could easily throw in some sort of attack and defense 5%, 10% per tech key sphere obtained. And then they wouldn't necessarily have to give him as big of a boost. He could have attack and defense 77%, change a bunch of orbs to tech, and then attack and defense 10% per tech key sphere obtained. He could then quite easily become very, very good. Because remember, with these sub-units, when they get their EZAs, obviously we're not expecting them to get an EZA and become one of the best units in the game. But if they're going to get an EZA, it's pointless to give it to them unless they're able to compete with other units, right? So this guy, when he gets his EZA, you want him to be at least a viable candidate to use over any other Super Saiyan Blue Goku. So I think we could definitely see that for him. His links are a bit wonky because obviously he has the Resurrection F like style links, but he is on a whole bunch of teams. I mean, he's a Goku, so he's easy to build a team around. And then of course the OG Blue Goku, he only has attack 100% when performing a super attack. So obviously it would be ideal if he has defense at the start of the turn, because then you don't have to worry about supering first. But could definitely see this going up to attack and defense 100%. If it was the start of the turn, then obviously that would be much more useful. I mean, they could, if they really wanted to, push him up to immense damage. I feel like he will definitely get some sort of effect on his super because he doesn't have one at all, whether that's raising the attack or defense or lowering the enemy's attack or defense. But this guy really is like a blank slate. Like, his passive is nothing. So we've seen in the past they can be pretty creative with EZAs when they want to. So they could give this guy any sort of like crazy thing. They could capitalize on the whole Resurrection of F like theme. They could give him something about when you're facing a Wicked Bloodline ally, or when you have a Vegeta on the rotation, he could have some sort of extra buff. There's a lot of things they could do with this guy, just revolving around the theme of Resurrection F. Because, like I say, his passive is so very basic at this point that he's just a blank slate that they could choose to do basically anything with. So definitely quite exciting. I'm sure, like most people who've been playing the game for quite a while, I've had this guy rainbowed for ages. Also the AGL Blue Vegeta. Maybe he can get one sometime around the corner. But yeah, very excited to see what these guys are going to do. And then, of course, the main hype is all about our boy INT Gogeta. So let me know down below in the comments, what are your predictions? What do you think INT Gogeta will be like post EZA? Same with the Blue Gokus. I know for me, now that we know this guy is coming, he's definitely going to be taking the next free slot on my link level grind team. Get him all leveled up and ready to go. Obviously for global, you know, this is going to be a few months away for us, but always good to start preparing. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the link to my Discord in the description. Feel free to join in the fun over there. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.